first of its kind forum for Tallahassee. Activists are working to gain a clearer understanding of local immigration enforcement.
Our Capital City correspondent Matt Hoffman caught up with the organizers today, and he joins us in the studio right now. Matt?
You know, guys, it feels like sometimes our information about immigration enforcement here in Tallahassee comes in drips and drabs. A forum, though, next Wednesday hopes to change that.
The Leon County Sheriff's Office says it does not have a choice. State law requires cooperation with ICE, and they hope the public gains a clearer picture of that on March 4th.
Non-discretionary responsibility. We have to, by state law, comply and provide maximum assistance to ICE as it relates to our responsibilities.
Leon Indivisible is hosting the forum, bringing together law enforcement, immigration advocates, and elected officials. They're unabashedly opposed to the current White House, but they say they're seeking clarity of the on-the-ground situation.
I want to talk about the economy and how immigration works with the economy, and how immigrants, help our economy, the benefits of having immigrants in this country.
Under Sheriff Ron Cave expects to get questions about his agency's role. He says deputies are not on any task forces specifically targeting immigrants, though some deputies are cross-trained to arrest for immigration violations if they encounter undocumented individuals on normal police calls.
If they come across an example you provided are certainly appropriate, traffic crashes, domestic, what have you, and their status of being here illegally, or if they were arrested for a crime and are committing crimes in our community.
Now, the Immigration Forum will be next Wednesday. That's from 5:30 to 8:30 at the Holiday Inn on Graves Road. Candidates for both City and County Commission are invited for a meet and greet during the first half hour, followed by a question and answer period from that panel. Now, the Undersheriff also expects to answer questions about some grant money the department is receiving for immigration enforcement. We've covered that before, and so if you'd like to find that, we have the details right now for you guys on our website.
All right, Matt, thank you. An important conversation.